welcome to this touch designer tutorial. My name is Outsanda, and today we are learning how to create this particle system which is touch based, which means based on images only in pixels, and it uses instancing. So this is a highly efficient method for particle systems that I wanted to share with you for a very long time. So let's dive into it. So you can repulse the particles, you can turn around with the left click, you can change the color here, and you can zoom in and out by using Alt. So by keeping Alt in, you can zoom in here, you can do all of this simultaneously. So it's quite a powerful project, I think, to be able to do under 15 minutes. So let's get to it. We have a lot of work. So I'm gonna start from scratch, so delete everything and do it with you. So let's start by adding a constant chop and call it count. Set it to 512. Then let's add a ramp top, and let's reference the count to the resolution here. Change the pixel format to float with float. Duplicate it and change it to vertical. Then add a reorder. And connect the second ramp to the second input. Change output green to input 2, and the red, change it to green, then red, then 0. Let's add a map then, and in the post add -0.5, and in the common page mask the blue and the alpha channel. Then let's add an MO, call it initial. Then add a feedback. And let's add another more to that, call it end, and drag that end into the feedback. So that way we have a loop here. Let's add another null here first, actually. After that, and call it pause. Then create a geometry to come. Dive inside it by pressing I on the keyboard and delete the torus, and add SOP, add points here, then add a convert, change it to particles per point, then add a null SOP, and enable the render and the display. You can exit by pressing U and add a camera, add a render as well, and change the resolution to what fits your machine. Then add a null called BG and enable display. Insert a transform here, and add 1 to the alpha and comp over backgrounds. Let's enable instancing now in our geometry, and drag pause to translate operator, and select R, G, and B. So now we can see our particle system structure. So let's add the live component now to the project. And you can just place it over the feedback and drag the init inside it. Then from the second input, add an over and crank the feedback in the over, and then add take the end node here and replace this connection here this way, and you can just squeeze this to the left, having more space. Okay, So let's add a keyboard in chop now, so we can reset the project. So Alt 1 and 2, and here we need to write to add a select, and select K Alt here, select key 1 here, and select key 2 here for later. First we will add a null here from the Alt and call it reset. And under the feedback here, you can make it active by pressing the plus and click on the feedback and then drag it to the pulse. Great. Now we need some kind of movement also for our particle system, so let's add a noise from the initial here, or actually from the feedback. So let's add a noise, turn the period to 2, harmonics to 10, and in the transform let's type this expression ABS, big T time dot seconds and 0.05 times 0.05. So this is the expression, and add a math here, and let's just add a add here and add it back into the loop. So for the feedback noise, we need to change the amplitude to 1, offset 0, monochrome off, and can also add a count after this reset here, and just drag it to the noise seed, so that way it will change the seed every time. We needed one last thing, is to reference the count here, so drag the count to the multiply here, reference, and then in the expression type 1 divided by the expression we just typed, so that gives us a low value. So now we have something going on here in the background, and to see it, add a point sprite. So let's drag that point sprite to the geo, assign it as our material. Now we can see this. Great. Let's add the Attractor to the project, and before that we need to create a mouse in chop. Add a select and select TX, select TY. Let's create a math here and call and multiply it by 1.5, duplicate it and here, and the first one we're gonna change it to negate and add another select after that here to reunite them, and then inside the Attractor let's move this a bit more, and here we add a null, and we call it ATTR, and from the Attractor we're gonna add a math, and here we're gonna add an add, and we're gonna drag the math to the second input. So now this is working, but it's inverting, and that's on purpose because we have to, I want to center the geometry, so follow along here. Let's add a null comp, and connect. This is maybe hard to see, but you have to connect this to here, to the camera, and in the null drag the geometry to the look at. Now in the camera set the translate z to 0, and in the geometry go to X form and set it to 1 or 3, 4 maybe. So now we have have a clear view of our system. You can save this if you want now let's we need to do a few more adjustments, of course, and the first one being creating a state management for this newly attraction we created. So to do that, we're gonna add a count job here, and we're gonna set the limit to 2, add a math, post that to -1, and then add null, and sorry, before that add a filter, and this null we will call it state, and this will become the state for the attraction. So we're gonna drag it to the multiply here of the attractor math here. So when you press 1 now, you can change the way it behaves. Just gonna pause it for the moment. Okay, so this is working, but we still want the movement system now. So let's add the movement system. Go to the folder again, and in the essentials, pick the FF mouse, which I created, which is really easy. It's just a few speeds, chops. So from here, create a null and call it mouse. Later we will see how we can use mediapipe. So now that we created this, that we added the movement here, we can assign it to the camera first. So let's assign the TZ to the camera translate here, and actually add +1 just to have a little bit of offset for now. And in the geometry we will assign Rx to Rx and Ry to Ry. Great. So this is reset by out. So now when I click with my mouse, I can rotate the system, and if I hold out, I can zoom in or out. You can see here this is working. Great. So now we have the movement working. Now we want maybe to add some color. That would be the next step, I guess. So for that, I also have a component for you, which is called a loudspeaker, which was created by Michel Chrome, of course. Yeah. So here we have the loudspeaker. So let's just take a few colors randomly. Just make it active, and you can drag them into the system. So let's pick this one. Let's pick a blue one. This one here, yes, something like this. So just 4 for now, and add a switch and connect them all in the switch. So from here we're gonna add a circle. The circle we're gonna make it black and background white, and turn on the alpha of the background. Gonna lower the resolution radius to 0.005 and drag the resolution count here. Great. And also we're gonna drag the TTX here to the circle center and the TY. Nice. And here, so here from here we're gonna add a lookup. I'm gonna look up the color we just created here and add a null here. At the end that we will call color, call COL. And sorry. In the instance 2 page here, we can drag that call we just created, and same as before, we type RGB, this time A as well. Here we have color change, as you can see, and now we want to be able to switch between the colors, so we are gonna create a count here, and count we can loop min max, and here we're gonna type a little expression, which is this one, so OP enter parenthesis OP switch 1, which is the switch we just created, inputs, and we're gonna take the length of that, and then -1, so that will be, so that it corresponds to how many colors we have always. So we always cycle through the number of colors we have, so that's good. We still need to add some trigger here. I think, yes. So here in the trigger, just add 0. No, set the attack length, sorry, to 1 actually. Peak length 0. Sustain 1. Decay length 0. Release length 0. And this trigger box, we can duplicate it 2 times, and add a math, sorry, and combine them together here with combine chops add. Great, and let's just move this a bit, so this, and then add a null here, and this will be the color, and so this color we will change, we will affect it here. So now when I press 2, it changes. Okay, yeah, but we need to, here in the trigger, go back to the and set trigger threshold for the second one to 1 and for the third one to 2. So this is just the way I made it. It's not the best way, but I mean, I didn't figure out the faster way to do it for you. So here we can change the color. Gradually we have control over the attack for every color, which I think is nice. And yeah, we can change the color while we are doing. Oh, this one is actually quite cool. Nice. And we can change, of course, the attraction and repulse. So nice. Okay, so now that we have that, we might want to add some glow to kind of pop our project a bit here. So let me add a level first here, and turn it to 1.5, and let's add a ramp, and same as other ramps, add the resolution here, and change the type to circular. We should go to the image filters here and drag the bloom effect, the first one, to the project. This is given by default by touchdesigner, and then connect them inside here. And for the bloom, just follow my settings if you want. You can of course decide by yourself. This is just like a suggestion. Actually, iterations, leave it to 5. Threshold 0.1, 75. Bloom level 725. Glow level 125. Set this to white, and this to 6.5. Alright, so we have a kind of lava type of, holy, this one is actually pretty cool. Sorry for that swear word. Anyway, so we can still change the color also. So nice. Okay, I'm just gonna crank it down a bit because I feel my computer is not supporting that much. So let's just pause it for the moment. So now we have the bloom effect. Now let's add some custom parameters to all of this. So let's test this actually. Oh, and to be able to see this in perform mode, first let me show you. Go to press U to exit your project and go to perform here, and make sure the opening size is set to fill and that you're bordered out of. I think that's the only thing you need to do. When you press F1, you will enter this here now. So we have some kind of like, you see like the circle top we created, we can kind of see it here represented, creating some kind of thunder type of situation, which is kind of cool, I think. And yeah, we can still change the type here, of course. We can zoom in. If I want to zoom in, I press Alt and I drag up here like this. Okay, great. So this is working, and we want to add some custom parameters now. So drag the custom box I created. This is just so you don't have to create this UI. I created it for you, but you can create it yourself and add more, of course, yourself by pressing this customize component feature. So let's press it in the center here. So we can just control everything here from this base. So copy the size and add it to the count here as a bind, paste bind, and now add FOV to the camera also. So paste bind here. The offsets, it's normal, don't worry, we're gonna fix this. So the offsets, go to the camera, X form, and copy the offset here, copy parameter here in the camera. You can Control C on this with the plus actually, and then right click here, paste reference, and then Control V inside here and minus, and yeah, so this way the offset is now controlling like how close the particle system is. So yeah, we can set this later, of course, to further convene us. Let's set the radius to Attractor, which is sorry, here the radius, and the TZ as well. It's pretty straightforward, just paste bind, and now we have a little expression coming. So go to math and Control C here. You can copy the expression and still copy another thing at the same time. So here, paste reference and Control V, and then insert a star to multiply them. So this should be pretty much adapted now. So okay, so now that we have this, we can connect also the amplitude here to the noise, to this noise here, and the period to the same, just like that. So now we have a bit of control over how the particle system looks and stuff. Well, it's still a bit far, you would say, you would tell me, and I would agree with you. So how can we make it a bit closer? We can either choose to take one here or maybe 2. That way it will, open up a bit closer like this. Okay, great. So I think this is pretty much everything I have to show you. So this is working fine for you, and that you will be able to do crazy good things with it. So the TZ, as you can see here, it works as well. Allows us to attract the particle away from the flat surface, so that's really cool. Of course, it attracts more here. The radius changes how many particles are attracted here. Of course, you can make it very small, yet you can make it very powerful. So you can make small powerful, you can make big and not so powerful. So that's great. You have a lot of control, right, over this system, like this. So yeah, feel free to have fun with this and create beautiful movies, I hope. So hope you like this tutorial. Feel free to share any comments in the comment section, any things that could be better for this, and the next tutorial will be how we can make this in VR and how we can attract the particles like in VR with kinect and mediapipe. So stay tuned, this is coming soon. Hope you like this, and leave any thoughts or ideas. I'm open to discussion. Have a great day.